Hello, and welcome to today's Sales System Experts, episode number 10, where we talk about video ads.
Oh, that's a major milestone.
I know, right? 10 weeks. Have you ever done 10 anything for 10 weeks in a row?
Actually, I will say this. I used to host a 15-minute personal development call every Monday through Friday, and I did it for 4 years straight.
No.
Yep.
That is out of control.
Yeah, man, we had a really loyal following, and I would talk about business and life and fitness and living life to its max. But I will say this, like, of the amount of people that have committed to make content,
yeah,
I wonder what the percentage of people that do 10 weeks consistently in a row are. Like, I would say it's less than 2%.
Yeah, it's got to be.
People just get disrupted, or they just realize it's harder than they thought, or whatever.
Oh yeah, it's balls. I mean, it sucks. With you, it's not bad. But like, I just did episode 70 of GSD Daily earlier.
That's insane.
And every Monday through Friday, and literally there are days where I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm going to talk about. I have no idea. And then it's like, okay, what blog post do I need to rehash, or what question did somebody ask me yesterday that maybe could be an interesting video, Well,
and that kind of is the context of the show today, is talking about video and the power of video to your business. And maybe the best way to set the tone, I think it was you who was talking about this the other day, is I think it was Russell Brunson said something along the lines of, if you do 100 pieces of content in a year or something, maybe you can
100 days. I think it's 100 days, 100 videos, 100 days of creating. Apparently it was in his book, Expert Secrets, but I didn't read it. Another client was telling me about it, but I think it's, if you do 100 days in a row of creating content, then you cement yourself as the expert in your prospect's mind.
And I think you could layer that with one more caveat, which is, if you do the content and then you put it out into the world. Yeah. So there's content creation, and then there's content magnification.
Yep.
And, for the most part, what you've done over the last 100 days is content creation and search engine optimization. That's been where you've chose to do your magnification.
Yep.
But, when people ask me, basically the question is like, how do I become the authority in my space? I tell them that it's really easy to do, like shockingly easy. And I don't know if that's like a judgment of us as a human race or what, right. But if you look back to where it all started, it's the invention of the television, right?
Yep.
Invention of television came around. Maybe even before that's radio, but let's just say eventually television came around, we could see people. And as humans, we learn better when we can hear, when we can see. And if we even add the extra layer in writing at the same time, then it's like the perfect combination, right? Yep. If you study Tony Robbins or anybody else, they talk about it all the time. And so when the TV was invented, it was like a new world. And if you were on television, you were successful.
Yep.
They were inextricably tied together. And so, we have been conditioned now for 70 years that we should respect and trust and hold on a pedestal anybody we see on a screen.
Mm-hmm.
We've been conditioned to it. It's built into us at this point.
My 5-year-old loves you. I mean, the stupid shit he watches on YouTube.
Right.
He loves those guys. I mean,
yeah.
That's what they talk about in Walmart. He's gravitated to anything that any of these guys are playing with, like the Transform. He's forever coming, Daddy, this Transformer, and it's like, okay, like this Transformer was out of production 6 years ago and made only in China, and is only available used on eBay. You know what I mean? Like,
well, and that's the new television.
Yeah.
Right. Like, my son's constantly saying, the other day he's like, Jacksepticeye, right? Jacksepticeye is getting a free plug today on the show. He's a YouTuber, and he just released this new coffee. And he's like, Dad, everyone says this new coffee is the greatest coffee ever. We got to get this new coffee. And I'm like, why? Like, what makes a difference? Jacksepticeye, it's his, right? Their YouTube and the celebrities on YouTube are now the stars of our kids' minds, teenagers, even, you know, it's the 20s and 30s, where the television stars back in the day were ours. Like, you know, watching, you know, David Hasselhoff and Kit was like, right? He's a superstar, right? Or, you know, even, you know, The Rock, right? Like, that's where he got his start, was on wrestling, right? He was the biggest star in wrestling. That's where he made his plan. And then the movies, and like, so but it's still all screen based. Yeah. Right. So when we talk about the power of video, whether it's podcasts like this, whether it's Facebook Lives, whether it's IG, whether it's YouTube, you know, you look at, what's the kid's name that launched the big makeup company this year? Shoot, his name's escaping me. He made makeup tutorial videos for 4 years. And then he launched his own makeup line in September, and he sold so much that he broke the Shopify platform for 3 days. He did like $60 million in sales in the first 48 hours, which is just madness, right? Because he had built up this following from putting out his content. And when you combine putting out content with putting a little bit of money behind it, right? The magnification side, you magnify it in Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all these channels. Not only do you get bigger reach, but you can do it so cost effectively. And that was a bit about what we wanted to talk about today is, you know, the power of video, right? In building your brand or direct response advertising, you know, or whatever. So, you know, I think first things first, it's the impact that it has on people because we're conditioned to the screen. Secondly, you know, what makes video so effective from an advertising standpoint in specifically the social media channels is that you can get a person to watch on average, you know, 10 seconds of a video that you make for about a penny.
Yeah, totally.
Somewhere between a penny and 2 pennies. Right. And to put that into some type of comparison, if you ask people to listen to you on the corner of a road, if you stood there all day and said, listen, I want to tell you something for 10 seconds. I'll give you 2 cents to listen to me. They'd be like, get the fuck out of here. Right. You know, you probably, I don't know what it would cost to stop. I will give you $5 to listen to me for 10 seconds. That would probably be the threshold where I'd be like, okay, look, give me your $5. What do you got to say? 2 cents? No chance. Right. So for, you know, 2 cents per video watch, you can get in front of not just people, but you can actually choose the people that you want to get in front of. So in your particular case, you do DFY videos. Obviously, you do them every day, right? To put $100 a day budget behind it, I mean, what's the math on $100 divided by 2 cents, right?
10,000 people, right?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And you can specifically target small businesses, business owners, people who are interested in internet marketing. You can zone right in on that audience. And then, you know, the next level after that is the social platforms collect data on who watched your videos. So you can then take the people who watched your first video and only show your next video to the people who watched your first video. So now you're not doing this shotgun approach, wasting money. You're only focusing on the people who have shown interest in what you're doing. And when you compare that to something like television, you know, you're 100 G, you know, into a television commercial, easy for production. Then the ad spend's probably another 100 minimum. And then how do you know who watched it? How do you know how much of it they watched? How can you retarget the people who watched it and show them more of the stuff? You can't. You're doing it based on this guessing protocol of maybe if they like this show, this is the same demographic as what I'm going after. Like you're super limited in your ability to target your ideal audience to make sales. And I know there's people that are watching this going like, I don't want to make video. I don't like video. You know, we all think we're ugly. We all think we sound like shit on the camera. Like we're all, there's like we all think that.
Yeah, I think that. You think that. Like,
there's a few outliers, I think, in the world. Like maybe Tony Robbins and Grant Cardone think, you know, that they're amazing. You know, there's probably some other ones, but like we all have self-worth issues. Yeah. We all think, what the hell would anybody want to watch my stuff for? We all, you know, I shaved before I got on today because I was like, I look old and shitty, you know. But the reality is, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It doesn't.
Well, there's one of my local clients here is a manufacturer, and they had a job fair that they wanted to, you know, put the word out about. So I created this little 30-second video for 100. So we have 120,000 people in our town. And so I just did this little 30-second-ish video that said, you know, show up to the job fair, blah, blah, blah. I did a voiceover, some B-roll, nothing crazy. For it was like $182 or something. We got in front of 18,000 of the 120,000 people here. You know, like that's how many unique impressions we got from a video standpoint. Over the course of a 3-day time period, it was shared like 200 times. And, you know, for this person knew that somebody was looking for a job, and they, you know, sent out the thing about the job fair. And in no other world could you have gotten that kind of reach that quickly in such a geographic area for that little money.
No, $180. Like, you know, go to your radio station and be like, what can I get for $180?
Yeah, they're like, just turn around, walk right back.
Yeah, like that starts at 5K.
Yeah. Yep.
Right. And then you don't know exactly who's listened to it, who's, you know, they're in their car. Are they really paying attention? That's the other thing with video. Somebody has to actually stop scrolling, looking for more cat videos and click your stuff.
Yep.
So it's not just about, you know, having it there, you know, like television commercials and radio are disruption. Right? You're there for a show, you're there for a song, and then they hit you with this thing and they hope that it works. You know, when we're talking about video views, these are people that have stopped and said, that looks interesting. There's a big value discrepancy to the business between those two scenarios.
Yep, totally.
Right? And we do this, you know, once a week.
Right.
You know, and I'm like, nobody's going to watch this.
Yeah.
Right. Like we just do it, you know, to be consistent and build content. And I look at the video counts and I'm always shocked how many people actually tune in. If we did it for 3 years, that would be
a ton.
Would be exponentially more people.
Yeah, absolutely. And the fact that this is going to YouTube and everything else, I started boosting these last week, actually. So
very nice. So you started to magnify.
Started magnifying outside of just SEO. Yeah. So.
Well, maybe you could talk a little bit about
the strategy,
the SEO side that you put in place, because that's insane what you've done with that.
Yeah, so the SEO side is, you know, basically what I've kind of the discipline that I've put together from an SEO side of these dailies or of my dailies, and also these, so we're doing the same thing for Sales System Experts. But so you get on, you record the podcast, you record the live stream, and then you know, you send it out to YouTube, Facebook, whatever, and then you download that MP4 file out of YouTube. You get it transcribed. So a 30-minute, like a 25-minute session ends up being 4,500 words, 4,000 to 4,500 words. So then what we do is we just, you know, grab that transcription and then we throw it in a blog post, and that is that, you know. So that blog post then, you know, gets ranked in Google, and you end up getting ranked for so many keyword phrases because it literally is a 4,000 word blog post. So let me see if I can find one here.
And do you have to, when you just drop it into the doneforyou.com blog, like, is there anything tactical you need to do with it other than just putting it in there? Like, do you have to submit it to directories or like any of that kind of stuff?
No, I mean, it's done for you is just kind of like such an authority site that we don't like submit it to directories or anything. The only thing that we do that may be out of the ordinary, it's not really even out of the ordinary, is we take that MP4 file and we use a plugin called Blueberry PodPress or PowerPress, I can't remember. And we send it off as a podcast. So it also goes to Google Play, it goes to iTunes, it goes to, and we have 3 different shows now that are all, kind of sending out of that one podcast. So not only do we get the live stream boost that we can then amplify, as Aaron said, in traffic or in Facebook, but we can also get it transcribed, post that transcript to the website that gets us our organic traffic, and then we send it out as podcasts to iTunes and all the rest.
Yeah, so you're doing a really good job of syndicating the same piece of content across
right
as you can, which is super important to leverage what you've created.
Yep.
And now you're starting to amplify it with a little bit of ad budget to get more eyeballs on it.
Yep.
And this is an example of, one of our shows that we did where you just put it on the blog. You've got the video at the top. You've got a little call to action below it to grab, customers. And then this is the full transcription.
Right. And this transcription basically, this is like the YouTube embed code, and then we have a call to action. Then I have another call to action, a banner ad, quote unquote. The only reason this is here literally is because this transcript is a wall of text. Like this is about as ridiculous this is about as vanilla as it possibly gets. So this thing is, I think this was 6,500 words. So this particular podcast, let's see what it was optimized for. Marketing automation tips, I believe. So if we just do a keyword term research, marketing automation tips, it's in here 10 times, so you can see where it is. Marketing automation tips. So this thing will get ranked eventually for marketing automation tips.
And you have it, you made sure that the URL, the website address at the top, had it embedded in there as well.
Yeah, totally. So it's in the title, it's in the slug, which is the URL. It's 10 times within the blog post. It's, in this video. It should be, it's like the meta URL, and so it's all over the place in this blog post. But like in a month or two, and when you go to search marketing automation tips, we will probably be on the 3rd page of Google with just this. And literally it's just the podcast, and we drop the transcript. We go through it with Grammarly just to make sure there isn't like any egregious spelling things, because it is transcribed by rev.com. It's a human transcript too. So yeah, and that's it.
That's a really interesting feature that you the way that you approach it is you don't do a whole lot of like adaptation.
We don't edit it at all. I mean, we just make sure that Grammarly, it passes like a simple Grammarly check. In 6,500 words, there's probably 100 grammatical errors that Grammarly will pick up, but it's just like ding, 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 ding. We just accept them all the way down because it's better than what it was. And then when this starts ranking, like when it starts, kind of showing that it's ranking in Google, we'll come back in and do a full edit. So we'll pull out subheadlines and, do some more aggressive linking, and because unless it's getting traffic, it's just sitting here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. There's no reason to invest more time in this thing if nobody is seeing it.
Right. And maybe you could share with people, like, this all starts with just doing video, doing content, and then syndicating it and amplifying it. And you've been on this tear for 90 days,
Oh yeah. So our search traffic has increased. It's doubling every 30 days right now. So, but so it started in the beginning of March, and we were getting, I think we're about 1,000 organic visitors a month. So, it was about 1,000 organic visitors a month. We're up to about 5,000 organic visitors a month now. So that's in 2 months.
And how would you like to have 5,000 highly targeted free customers coming to your business off our website? You know, not to mention the ones we get from paid amplification, or people who organically show up to watch the show, or, you know, all the other fringe benefits, you know, the authority side of it. And I think you're a great example of this. Like, for those people who are saying, I just don't feel comfortable.
Yes. Dude, I did. I'm an introvert. Like, literally, I hate all of this. Not anymore, but I used to, you know. Well, so for me, it was like, I'm okay doing video now that I have a workflow. But when I'm not comfortable in my workflow, then I'm not okay doing video. You know, like now, like sitting here, I got my camera, I got my screen, you know, I'm good. Like, and then this is my standing desk over here. So you can see that that's like my little standing. So I got some lights there, you know, so that's where I do like my morning shows. There's the work harder, you know, poster there.
I like that.
But yeah, you know, so if I have a good workflow, I'm totally happy. You know, I just feel more comfortable. Like, I think that's it. Is once you feel comfortable, like, I just throw on my Done For You shirt. I don't have to worry about, like, you know, dressing up or what I look like, or, you know, it's just, you just show up.
And I think that that's a super valuable tip. It's not actually where I thought you were going to go with it, but it's super, super valuable, because if I have a system and process in place, and I have a goal that I have to hit every single day, then I'll do it. It's just work. I'll just go through the motions and I'll get it done. But one of my favorite old quotes is, the confused mind says no.
Yeah.
Right. So if you get up and you're like, I don't know what I'm going to shoot today. I don't know when I'm going to do it. I don't know what my background's going to be. You're just going to find a million excuses not to do it.
Yep. Totally.
I mean, even just sitting here in front of these simple backdrops, you know, once a week for 52 weeks, you know, there's nothing special.
No. And it's what we do all day long anyway. I mean, literally, I'm at this desk at this time every single day, or I'm there and you're there, and, you know, so it's just, you turn on it. Like, if I had to go to on location somewhere and, you know, green screen and the whole deal, first of all, I think you lose some of the authenticity of what it is. Neither Aaron nor I do anything terribly fucking exciting. Like, literally, we are on computers and talking to people.
Don't tell them that. We're very unique, special wizards. Okay.
Wizards, right?
It's true. Stop giving away the secrets. No, it's true though. We're not, you know, I had this conversation for like twice this week.
Yeah.
Where people are like, man, you have this great life, you know, you this and that. I want to get our business to where your business is at. And I'm like, look, bro, I sit in this chair for 7 hours a day.
Yeah.
You know, I work on campaigns, I take sales calls, I do strategies.
Yeah.
It's the same thing every single day. You know, my clients have a more exciting business than I do. They're out creating their things and selling their things and whatever. I'm just helping them do that.
Yeah.
You know, but it's fairly mundane, you know? So I actually look forward to these Fridays when we do these, because it's a break from the norm to like, just get on here and shoot the shit. And then half the time when I'm listening to us, I'm like, man, we're actually relatively intelligent. You know, like
I know, right?
We know a couple of things about a couple of things.
So closing up, if you had a 3-step strategy to creating celebrity status, what would it be?
Well, we used to have a product called Celebrity Fame Formula. And number one is figure out who your target market is. Like, get really, really clear on who your audience is going to be.
Name that person.
Yeah. So, you know, in our particular case, let's call it small businesses that want to expand online. Right. Number 2, really isolate what their pain points are. Right. In our case, it's not enough visibility, not enough leads, not enough sales. You know, standard things for small businesses. And then number 3, make a list of 30 1-minute small pieces of content where you can help them. Like, give your best stuff. right? And you can film it on an iPhone, you can film it on your computer, it doesn't matter what it is, right? Just make 30 second to 1 minute pieces of video content and put them using paid media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, those platforms right in front of those people, and put a $5 a day budget behind each one. So once you get up to 30, you got $150 a day ad budget. It's going to end up being $5,000 a month. I did this with one of my clients a year and a half ago, and he hated the idea because once the 30 had run their course, we put out one every 3 days. I said, you're going to have to keep making one every 3 days after this.
Yep.
But in the last year, he's had 7 million views on his content. He's been interviewed on 4 news stations. He's been invited to 45 podcasts. He's taken his cost per acquisition of his core product from $120 to $32 in that time frame because he's built the audience that he can now retarget with his ads. And he's taken his business from pretty much a starting point, like $10,000 a month, to about $450,000 a month in just over a year's time, just following that basic strategy. And now he knows there is no other way.
Yeah, totally.
And he used to love doing the content. Now he's like, got to do another piece of content. But he knows this is the core tenet of his business.
Yeah, totally.
Right. And once you establish that authority in your niche, nobody can really get around you.
Yeah. Yep. You are the expert.
You are the expert. You're the go-to. You're the first person they think of when they think, I would really like to have a funnel built. Oh, that Jason Drone guy.
Yeah.
Right. He talks about funnels all the time. I'm going to call him. Right. It's just
done. All right, man. So we should probably start ending these things with a call to action.
Ooh, what a good idea. I think we should start with a really basic call to action and not get tricky about it. So you give yours and I'll give mine. My call to action recommendation would be, if you would like your business to have a high converting funnel to easily attract and convert more customers, or you'd like to have a professional media team to help you go out and target those clients and send them to your site, go to doneforyou.com.
Or doneforyou.com/start.
Look at that. See, I didn't even know that was coming. So you got to give me credit.
There we go.
You got to give me credit. So what your call to action was get an action plan call. So you're actually letting people know, hey, they can talk to you. They can talk to the big cheese and
they can talk to me or the team. Yeah.
Yep.
Put together an action plan call and get rock and rolling.
Absolutely. I love it. I was close.
You were close. And yeah, it was all loaded in. I mean, so this is the other one. We got that one. And then we got a little ticker. So this ticker, we could literally just like bing, bing, like all session long.
I can't believe that you own consultingsession.com. Just ridiculous.
I do. The other good one is moneysites.com.
Impressive.
And after that, I'm all out of tricks.
No tricks needed.
All right. I will talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks for the show.
Bye.